Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been broke before?
No. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah? And I gotta ask you, what do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas? Like, what industry did you pursue a career in?
Consulting.
Consulting. Quick question for you. I started a channel in Austin, Texas at the University of Texas. I go all over the country. What I do for a living is I just ask people a couple questions on their best advice to the younger generation. Can I just get 2 minutes of your time, 1 minute of your time real quick?
Legit.
I promise you, I'll show you the channel. What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
My businesses today make roughly $500 million a year. About $1 billion.
Top line revenue of $40 million.
8 to 10 million.
Did you come from a lot of money?
No.
I came from nothing.
You're sitting in a Rolls Royce right now. This is a lot of people's dream car right here.
Yeah.
How can somebody get a Rolls Royce in 2024? Dallas, Texas is one of the richest cities in the entire world. And today, I'm gonna be going all over Dallas to ask some of the wealthiest people in the entire city how they became wealthy and how you can start your path to becoming financially free in 2024. So with that being said, let's get this video on the way. Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever been broke before? Excuse me, sir. Question for you, sir. Have you ever been broke before?
Nope.
Yeah? And what industry did you?
We're busy.
What do you do for a living out here in
We're
Dallas?
busy, guys. Go ahead.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been broke before?
Ever been what?
Have you ever been broke before?
Broke?
Yes, sir.
Man, dude, I live 1 foot on banana peel, another foot on bankruptcy court.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What industry did you pursue a career in? What do you do for a living out here in Dallas?
Mill stripping.
Excuse me, sir. Question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been broke before?
Been broke?
Yes, sir.
Fortunately, no.
No? And what do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas?
I'm retired.
What did you do? What industry were you in?
I was in the professional services industry.
What were you doing exactly? Were you a business owner?
I was a partner at a big accounting firm.
Yeah, question for you. I started a channel in Austin, Texas when I went to UT. I grew it to 5 million followers, just asking business owners and entrepreneurs their best advice to the younger generation. Could I get just 1 minute of your time real quick?
I got to run.
No worries. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you guys. So as you can see, since we're in Dallas, one of the wealthiest cities in the entire world, it is very hard to get any access to these people for interview questions. But all we can do is keep on going until we find that yes and drop some amazing business game for you guys. I'm not stopping until I deliver you guys the best value and advice possible in this video. Let's go. Quick question for you. Have you ever been broke before?
What?
Have you ever been broke before?
I don't know. Let's define broke.
I guess where you struggled financially. Is
Yes.
there? Yeah?
Yeah, I have.
What industry did you decide to pursue a career in? What do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas?
I run banks.
What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
My businesses today make roughly $500 million a year.
How did you scale to a 9-figure business? A lot of people, they have a great idea, they start, and they really struggle to scale
Mostly
and grow.
through acquisition.
What do you implement to scale them, though?
The game in banking is to buy them and strip out costs.
So were you always in banking?
44 years, yeah.
How important was that focus and not diversifying, trying to jump from industry to industry? How important was it for you to get really good at one thing as opposed to trying to become a master of many different industries?
It's pretty simple. I preach to people who want to be entrepreneurs that the worst thing you can have is plan B. Plan B is the largest enemy to plan A. It takes away focus from plan A. If you're already thinking about what you're going to do if this doesn't work, you're already starting behind. You got to play like the only thing that's going to work is plan A. Not everybody agrees with me, but I think plan Bs are awful.
More than 90% of businesses actually won't make it past 5 years. What's the most common mistake you see business owners make that prevents it from scaling and having that kind of longevity?
They don't understand cash flow. So a lot of businesses will grow fast and thinking they're successful, and they outstrip their capital. And when you outstrip your capital, it's hard to recover. It's understanding the financial side of the business is important.
There is a big debate about whether people should borrow money to start businesses, trying to go get loans or borrow capital from banks. What's the best way to go about funding and starting businesses in today's world?
Equity.
And what do you break that
Find
down?
investors.
Find investors. But there's a risk there as well because then you're having to manage other people's wants for your company now. Would you agree with that? Or
My belief is don't let any investor be too big or otherwise you're working for them. I've had a lot of guys who wanted to put a lot more money behind me and I've I'm not looking to work for you, I just want you to invest. So,
How old are you now?
I'm 67.
You look incredible for 67. What's the secret to looking so young?
Oh, wow.
I aspire to look that way at 67.
Get to the gym every day and eat well.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
can tell, man. I appreciate you. With everything that you've learned throughout your career, though, if there's one lesson, like what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self if you were starting over again?
Go out on my own sooner than I did.
Do you think everybody's built for entrepreneurship, though?
No, not everybody's built for it. But if you want to make real money, you usually have to make it working for yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you. Have a great day. Actually, I got to get one more.
Okay.
Negotiation. It's a big component of businesses and closing deals, and your businesses have done multiple nine figures. You're at the table with some heavy hitters. What's your best sales and negotiating advice for people trying to get better at closing clients and closing deals in today's world? Do you have a tactic for somebody that maybe they're running an agency or a type of business where they're trying to close people? What's your best negotiating advice for people trying to close more deals?
Walk away. The best deals I've done in my life, I've walked away, and they've come back.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. What's
Good
your
luck
name?
to you guys. Kevin.
Kevin James. Great to meet you, sir. I really appreciate you. So my guy made over $500 million by running banks throughout the state of Texas. But what did he say is the most common mistake businesses make in today's world? He says they don't understand cash flow. Remember this, in any business you start, cash flow is king. You can never starve your company or else you go bankrupt and broke. Great interview out here in Dallas, Texas, man. Let's get this next one. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been broke before?
Oh. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah? And I gotta ask you, what do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas? Like, what industry did you pursue a career in?
Consulting.
Consulting. Quick question for you. I started a channel in Austin, Texas at the University of Texas. I go all over the country. What I do for a living is I just ask people a couple questions on their best advice to the younger generation. Can I just get 2 minutes of your time, 1 minute of your time real quick?
Legit.
I promise you, I'll show you the channel. It's called The School of Hard Knocks. I've interviewed Mark Cuban, the president of Nike, CEO of
Okay.
Frito-Lay, CEO of 7-Eleven.
Sure.
So you're a consultant.
I was
And
retired.
what types of businesses did you consult for?
Frito-Lay, American Airlines, TXU Energy,
Yeah.
large, medium, small.
What's the most common mistake you see business owners make, right? Because most businesses, they don't make it past 5 years. What's the most common mistake you see business owners make that prevents them
They
from
have a
scaling?
great product or service, but they don't know how to manage cash flow.
What was the hardest skill that you had to master as a consultant and as a business owner? What was the
Casting a vision for a team, a small team, to make it into a large team that this is where we are, but this is where we're going. Follow me. I'm going to get us there.
What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
8 to 10 million.
$8 to $10 million. That's just for yourself? Or- That's not just the business, that's for
To
yourself.
me, yeah.
How did you scale your income from 7 to 8 figures?
Retained equity in our company, so I had a salary, $500,000. I had a bonus, 250 salary, 500,000, $500,000, 250 bonus. But the 7 or 8 million came through dividends on the equity that we owned because we were so profitable.
How old are you now?
59,
59.
Almost 60.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. You look
Okay.
amazing for 59, by the way. What advice would you tell your 20-year-old self? If you were to go back to when you were starting over, what would you tell your younger self?
Love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah. Did you come from a lot of money?
I came from nothing.
How did you change your family's trajectory? Like, what was it that you did or like that motivated you to
Instead
kind
of
of
working for a salary for the big man, I'd learned my trade in 10 years working for the big firms. And then the next 20, 25 years, I built my own companies.
You got amazing advice, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
Greatest lesson you learned about entrepreneurship?
Most fail, but you have to have the burn the ships mentality. There is no retreat, and you're taking the island.
You got amazing advice. Thank you so much for your time, sir. So my guy made from $8 to $10 million personal as a consultant. Dallas, Texas has the moguls out right now, guys. Great interview out here in Dallas, man. Let's go get this next one. Come on. Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever owned a business?
Yeah,
What industry?
restaurants.
So you own restaurants.
Yeah,
For how long?
too damn long.
Restaurant business is very competitive. What did you do to stand out? Like, what did you do
I
differently?
bought a franchise so that somebody else would do the heavy thinking. All I had to do is run the restaurants.
What franchise?
Golden Chick,
He ran Fridays.
but I
developed
was running
Buffalo
Fridays. I
Wild
wasn't.
Wings.
TGI Fridays?
Yeah.
You were the CEO.
Yeah, I was.
That's incredible. Leadership's a big struggle with a lot of companies in today's world.
Still
where,
is.
Where do most people go wrong, in your opinion, when you're looking at organizations as a whole?
They don't build a team that supports them, and they think they're king, and they don't think the other people matter.
Across all of your businesses, in terms of revenue, what was the biggest year you ever had?
About $1 billion.
$1 billion. As somebody who's sold over $1 billion throughout your career, let me ask you this. What's the best financial advice you've ever been given?
Don't rush into owning your own business if you can work for the other guy.
What do you mean by that?
If you own your own business, you have to put your house up, you have to put all your assets up, and if you work for the other guy, then you don't have that risk. You lose your job, and you get another one.
Did you come from a lot of money growing up?
No.
What did your parents do?
Well, my dad was sickly. He really couldn't work. My mother worked at a drugstore as a counter clerk.
How old are you now?
I'm over 70.
Over 70. You look great for 70. Seriously.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have guessed that. How important is it to choose the right life partner? That's a big problem in today's world. A lot of people, they marry the wrong person, their life can go, downhill. How important was that decision for you?
Well, you got to have support at home. If you go home and you're miserable and things are not working in your way, your work life will be crap. Sorry.
If you're just working to
And-
work, then
and your
it's not
health will be
worth it.
crap.
How can somebody become a millionaire in 2024?
Well, I go long on real estate. Real estate never goes down.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right,
sir. I
y'all
really
have
appreciate
fun.
that. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
you've got capital partners. We watched it all, and the people who had money, really made money, own the properties. Instead of leasing and renting, they bought the land.
So own that and don't sell it.
Don't sell.
Hard Knocks family, we're on our way to go get our next interview right now, but I've got a very special announcement to make. We just hit 1,000 members in our private entrepreneur community known as the school of mentors. And inside of this community, I'm hosting live calls every single week with the multi-millionaires, the 8, 9, and even 10-figure entrepreneurs that I interview every single week on this channel. I'm talking about people that have built and sold billion-dollar companies. You'll be able to hop on these calls and ask them questions about your career, your life, and your businesses. There's also exclusive content and masterclasses filled inside of this community with the most successful business owners for you to learn from. So to join this community today, click the link down in the description below because you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. I can't wait to see you on the inside of the community, but with that being said, let's get back to the interviews. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yes.
And what do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas to be able to afford a Rolls Royce?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah?
Yep.
How long have you been a business owner for?
25 years after doing 8 years in the Marines.
You were in the Marine Corps.
Yes.
And I guess over these 25 years as a business owner, what has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Top line revenue, $40 million.
You said 40 million.
40 million.
What's been the best financial advice that you've ever received?
Oh, best financial advice? I mean, I'm in financial services. Well, I saw all types of advice. I would say the best thing for me was I was sitting down with a Goldman Sachs guy, and I said, when can you flip my 10 million to 20 million? He said, stop it. I know how you guys make money inside the insurance industry. I know how much money you guys make. Guys like you are my typical clients. You're better off investing back into you. Invest back into your own business. If you expect your money to double, invest back into you. And what does that mean, though? Skills, associations, relationships, reputation. That's what it means to invest back into yourself.
How old are you now?
I'm 50.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I was, well, the first time I did was in my 30s, lost it, bad relationship, and then I rebuilt it in my 40s.
So you went broke.
I went broke,
Yeah.
broke 2 or 3 times.
How did you kind of bounce back from that?
When you're in the worst position, you're actually in the best position. That's when God shows up and says, hey man, you wanna answer my call now? And so that's it. When God calls you, man, when you're in the worst position, because when everything's great, friends, money, associations, you sometimes forget where your blessings and your resources come from. But when you're at the bottom, that's when God reminds us, hey, you remember all this stuff came from? Guess who it came from? They can come from you, your skills, your talents, your abilities. It came from your Father in heaven. And when much is given, much is expected. When you don't do anything with it, when you do much with the least that He's given you, and you try to take credit for it, that's when bad things start to happen.
Have you ever met a billionaire before?
I have. Actually, a company just bought us for $300 million a couple years ago.
What do billionaires do differently from everybody else?
2 things. Number 1, they ask the most questions, just like you are. And then number 2, they go into a room not thinking that they know everything. Ray Dalio said in his book, Principles, he said, I go into rooms thinking I'm wrong just to be proven that my position was actually correct based on the debates and conversations happening.
You're sitting in a Rolls Royce right now. This is a lot of people's dream car right here.
Yeah.
How can somebody get a Rolls Royce in 2024?
Well, a couple of things is once the interest rates start kicking everybody's tail, everybody that had a fun, affordable lifestyle 2, 3, 4 years ago and they didn't save money, they're selling it right now 20, 30, 40, 50% discount. Watch any car dealership auction right now. Watch these cars not being sold on auction. These used to be purchased at a premium. Now they're being purchased at a discount. When times are good, be the guy that stacks cash. When times are great, be the one that constantly puts money away. Why do you think Apple and all these companies have billions and billions of dollars of cash just sitting on the side? Why? Because they're waiting for opportunities. If you want to afford a Rolls Royce, I wish I could say you could do it this year, but if you stack cash, you make enough money this year, and you're stacking that cash away, someone's going to say, hey Matt, can you unload this Mercedes off me? Can you load this Rolls Royce off me? Can you load this Bentley off me? I'm going through a bad situation, I'm going through a divorce, I'm going through a downsize of my business, and the only asset that I have is this car. Can you pay me cash for it? One time I had a guy say, hey Matt, give me an offer for my vehicle and insult me, meaning he needed money right away. That's going to happen right now during tough times if you are the person that was wise to with your money and you save cash.
You got amazing advice, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's a wrap on today's video, you guys. Dallas, Texas was insane as always, but I want you to like and subscribe for amazing content we've got coming very soon. And as I mentioned earlier, our private community, the School of Mentors, just hit 1,000 members. So if you want to hop on live calls with multimillionaires and billionaires and ask them questions about how you can better yourself, join with the link in the description of this video. I can't wait to see you on the inside of the community, but with that being said, we'll see you in the next video.